Hey there, knowledge lovers. Welcome to the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating wonders of the human body, how a woman produces milk. Ever wondered how this magical baby fuel is made? Well, it's not magic, it's science. Let's break it down, boob by boob. Hope you don't mind the joke. The moment a woman becomes pregnant, her body kicks into baby factory mode. The moment a woman becomes pregnant, two VIP hormones, estrogen and progesterone, start prepping the breasts for milk production. Think of them as the event planners getting everything ready for the grand opening of Milk Bar, now serving one tiny customer. But wait. Just before the baby arrives, another hormone steals the spotlight, prolactin. This one's the CEO of milk making. It skyrockets, getting those mammary glands into full production mode. Then, the real magic happens after delivery. The baby latches on the breast or begins to suckle at the breast, and boom, nerves in the nipple and areola, triggered by the hormone prolactin, send a VIP signal straight to the brain. We got a customer. Start the milk flow. Now let's meet the real heroes, the alveoli, which are glandular tissue and are responsible for milk production. These little milk-making factories inside the breast are like microscopic dairy farms, and pregnancy upgrades them big time. A non-pregnant woman? She's got some. A new mom? She's got about 150,000 in each breast. They usually multiply throughout pregnancy under hormonal influences. That's a lot of production power to ensure the newborn has enough to feed on. What a beautiful adaptation going on here. Inside each alveolus, we have specialist workers called secretory or alveolar cells, mixing up the perfect baby formula. No, not the store-bought kind. We're talking about a custom blend of proteins, fats, lactose, and immune boosters, tailor-made for that tiny growing human. Remember that this same process happens in all women and does not discriminate according to any dimension. By this I mean whether you are a woman deep in a village in Kenya, India, or in a high-paced world in Europe, Hollywood, etc., your body makes the same type of milk for your baby, and that's the beauty of nature. But one thing is for sure, the milk composition could be affected by factors such as the diet of the mother, her health status and her environment. Therefore, it is important to invest in your health from an early stage in life as a woman and pay special attention during pregnancy and postpartum. Essentially, take good care of your health throughout your whole life. Now, let's talk about the VIP bouncer of this whole milk operation, oxytocin. The moment the baby starts sucking on the nipple is stimulated, leading to the production of oxytocin from the brain, that is from the pituitary gland in the brain. This oxytocin then tells the muscles around the alveoli to contract, pushing milk into the ducts and out through the nipple. It's like opening the floodgates at a milk factory. This is called the milk ejection reflex, triggered by the hormone oxytocin. And here's where things get really cool. The whole system runs on a supply and demand basis. The more baby drinks, the more milk the body makes. It's like a never-ending milk subscription, automatically renewing based on demand. Talk about efficiency. It is important to let the baby feed on demand, meaning, baby feeds whenever he or she wants to. This is because it is likely that the breasts will be effectively emptied, causing the body to produce much more in response to the baby's needs. I know that this might be challenging to achieve, especially for working moms, single parents or parents without people or resources that can help. As a working mom, and a person who did not have resources for help when I had my baby, I used to nurse my baby while lying down in bed without any bras or tops, meaning I rested a lot and allowed my baby to feed whenever she wanted to. This was tiring, but I knew it would not last forever. Due to this, I had so much milk, which I harvested and shared with another mother. Just to share my experience here, hope you don't mind. Let's move on now. In the first few days after delivery, moms produce colostrum, this super thick, yellow, superpowered baby booster packed with proteins, vitamins, and immune goodies. Colostrum. It's basically liquid gold. Colostrum has a lower fat content but is packed with immunoglobulins, particularly IgA, which coats the infant's gut and helps build their immune defenses. Then, after a few days, this process goes into a transitional milk phase whereby the colostrum transitions into mature milk, a lighter, perfect blend of nutrients designed to help the baby grow strong and healthy. The transitional milk phase is typically between days 4 and 14 after delivery. The milk composition shifts to include higher levels of fat and lactose, providing increased energy and supporting brain development. By the end of the second week, mature milk is established, characterized by a stable balance of macronutrients, approximately 3 to 5% fat, 0.8 to 1% protein, and 6.9 to 7.2% carbohydrates, primarily lactose. But let's address one thing here. On around day 4, when this transitional milk phase happens, a woman's breasts can enlarge excessively and become quite painful. Some women experience swelling under the armpits, and that's normal. A certain percentage of women do have breast glands in that region, which also get reactivated. That swelling subsides after a few days, relieving the discomfort. This transition can appear messy, but it is normal. Over the first 6 months, breast milk remains the sole source of nutrition for exclusively breastfed infants, supplying all essential nutrients in the right proportions. However, as lactation extends beyond infancy, that is to say beyond 12 months after birth, the composition of breast milk adapts further to meet the needs of an active, growing child. Research indicates that in mothers breastfeeding beyond 12 months, the protein and fat content increase, while carbohydrates decrease, suggesting a shift in energy sources as the child's metabolism and dietary intake evolve. By 18 months and beyond, breast milk becomes higher in fat and protein, reinforcing its role as a dense energy source rather than just a carbohydrate-heavy infant food. Between 24 and 48 months postpartum, breast milk maintains a relatively stable composition, with fat remaining the primary energy source for the toddler. Interestingly, the concentration of macronutrients also appears to correlate with feeding frequency. More frequent nursing is associated with higher carbohydrate content, while less frequent feeding results in increased fat and protein levels. This suggests that as the child nurses less often but in larger volumes, breast milk naturally adapts to provide more concentrated nutrition. These findings highlight the remarkable adaptability of human milk in supporting growth and development well beyond infancy. Rather than becoming nutritionally insignificant, prolonged breastfeeding continues to provide a valuable source of immune protection, essential fatty acids, and protein tailored to the evolving dietary and metabolic demands of the child. Therefore, we see that as the baby grows, the milk composition changes, adapting to the baby's needs. But knowing that, have you ever been told that you should not breastfeed your baby beyond 6 months because then the breast milk is only water? Yes, I have been told this in a first world country. Now you know it, and you shouldn't feel guilty breastfeeding your baby for as long as 4 years. Because the milk composition changes adapting to your growing baby's needs, as if there were a chef residing inside your body to do that perfect blend for your baby. But I totally understand those parents who wouldn't breastfeed at all. Every choice is the right one for you and your baby. Breastfeeding isn't just about food, it's a full-on superpower. It boosts the baby's immune system and reduces the risk of infections, allergies, and even some diseases like those of the respiratory system and certain childhood cancers. Plus, it's easy on the tummy, lowering the chances of constipation or diarrhea. And for moms? Bonus points for helping the uterus shrink back faster, burning extra calories, and lowering the risk of breast and ovarian cancer. It promotes bonding, especially due to body contact and eye contact, which has a positive effect on the baby's overall development over his or her lifetime. If possible, do skin-to-skin contact with your baby for as long as possible. It's a win-win. It is recommended to do exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months, whereby your baby only feeds on breast milk and not any other foods or liquids, not even water. After this period, solid foods and certain liquids are slowly introduced, alongside breastfeeding. However, because the baby is eating other food, breastfeeding frequency may be reduced. At this point, your baby may start having some digestive problems such as constipation. It is important to keep a diary of what works and what doesn't, in order to help your baby navigate this transition without issues. But what happens when the milk bar closes? Weaning is different for every mom and baby. As breastfeeding decreases or as the baby breastfeeds less frequently than before, the body slows down milk production because the breasts are receiving much less signals from the brain to produce more milk. The alveoli shrink, the breasts return to pre-pregnancy size, and milk making gradually shuts down, especially when the baby isn't breastfeeding anymore. Some moms experience discomfort, but a supportive bra and cold compresses can help with that. Something unique happens here: the woman's body reabsorbs the milk that is still trapped in the milk or mammary glands, causing the breasts to shrink. You just heard that the body gets rid of the remaining milk in the mammary glands, right? But have you ever been told that you needed to express out the milk from your breasts after stopping breastfeeding in order to dry the breasts out? That's not exactly true. The body does its magic. You don't need to express, and you don't need medications. But just exactly how long does it take for the body to get rid of this whole lactation process or breast milk? Here is a general guideline. Over the first few days to weeks, milk production slows down significantly as the body receives fewer signals to produce milk. The breasts may feel full, firm, or even engorged at first, but this gradually subsides. Over 2 to 4 weeks, the body starts reabsorbing unneeded milk, and the breast tissue begins shrinking. Some women may still leak small amounts of milk during this period. 6 weeks to several months, most milk-producing cells shrink and become inactive. Any remaining milk is fully absorbed, and the breasts return to their pre-lactation state, although some structural changes may remain. Factors like how gradually breastfeeding was reduced, individual hormone levels, and overall breast tissue composition can influence how long the process takes. If a mother stops breastfeeding suddenly, it may take longer for the milk to fully absorb, and she may experience more discomfort. Therefore, as a rule of thumb, start weaning your baby off the breast gradually. For example, if you were nursing 3 times a day, reduce to 2 times over 2 weeks, then to 1 time over the next 4 weeks, and gradually stop. Find a rhythm that suits your lifestyle and circumstances. Listen to your body as you do this. Involve your baby in this process and be ready to manage the emotions of loss, since stopping breastfeeding is a big loss for your baby. So, what did we learn today? Pregnancy preps the breasts for milk production. Prolactin and oxytocin are the MVPs of milk because they are the most crucial hormones responsible for breast milk production and release, but your baby sets everything in motion when he or she begins to suckle on your breast. Supply and demand keep the system running. The more you breastfeed, the more you produce, and vice versa. Breastfeeding has amazing health benefits for both baby and mom. When breastfeeding stops, the body gradually shuts down milk production by its own. The remaining milk in your mammary glands gets reabsorbed by the body. It is science, not magic. And there you have it, the fascinating details behind breast milk production. If you found this video informative, or just love a good boob science lesson, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Keep exploring life and learning with me. See you next time.